All right, you got to get in here.
Helper.
Yeah, she's a big helper now. She's a farm cat now.
Yep.
Hey everyone. Today we thought we'd talk about composting in a small suburban garden because it can be challenging. So Ray, what do you think the biggest challenges are with composting with a lot of neighbors and?
Well, space, obviously, and it's difficult. You can't really have a compost pile that's open to the air. That you want to put more
kitchen scraps,
yeah. You know, stuff that's going to rot and potentially smell. It's difficult, so we're confined to using smaller cans that then also limit the amount of stuff that you can put in it and the amount of compost that you can actually make. So
yeah, but don't you think like even like making some of these smaller like areas for storage that we could probably line up more cans?
Oh, absolutely.
They don't take up a lot of space.
Right.
And in areas like you wouldn't go, like if we pruned the cypress up a bit, I feel we could put some more cans under there because the cans heat up enough on their own and the shade will keep them wet and moist, which I think will break down the stuff a little bit more. But yes, definitely space is an issue.
Right.
And has been until we made some of these storage areas.
Right. And then, you know, rotating it or turning it. It's kind of it's got pluses and minuses to it. The smaller can, obviously, it is less to turn over as opposed to a big pile.
Yeah.
But being in a tight, confined can, getting a tool, a shovel, a pitchfork in there is somewhat limiting. What I do also, and we can show you in part of the video, is I actually lay the can on the ground sometimes and roll it a little bit, but that gets increasingly more difficult as it fills up. It's kind of heavy, so it's not something that everybody could do, but it's a method that, you know,
yeah, I can do it when it's like a third full, but after that I'm afraid it's going to spill everywhere.
Make sure that the lid's on nice and tight. And we'll just flip it over onto its side and then just roll it. What I do also with this can is I found to give it a little bit more air, I've drilled the sides as well. I may have gone too much overkill, but I don't know, it works for us. So I've just drilled holes all around the side, and then also the bottom, which sometimes I'll take the can after rolling it a little bit back and forth, right? Just make sure your lid's on nice and tight and flip it over. I've also drilled the bottom, not as many holes as the top, but as you can see, I've drilled sporadically. So there's a hole here, there, one in the center, and just a couple around the side, just so it doesn't, you know, say you get a real few rainy days, you don't want your can filling up with water. You want it to have some drainage.
And you don't want to put so much down there that it's actually coming through the bottom.
Now this can,
you can see it's time.
Here's a good point. This can is starting to rust out a little bit. Okay, it's
mushy. It's
getting a little mushy. So I would say this may be this can's last year, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, you don't want your bottom rotting out and falling apart on you.
Although that was something I was going to talk about, like if like rodents can be a really big problem if you have, you know, a lot of kitchen scraps in there trying to get in. We haven't had a problem with, our cans are pretty old and you can get them down. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. You can get them down on there and they pretty much will lock in. But I know they have those metal things that flip up and will lock the lids down on some of the cans if you can find them.
Right.
I'll try to find them for you and link it below.
Right. Yeah, we use metal cans, you know, galvanized. which are going to last a lot longer. You won't really have to worry about rodents or stray cats getting into because it's just they just can't bite through it. Whereas I would avoid using rubber cans or plastic cans because a rodent would just chew right through it.
Well, that and like raccoons can open your lids if they're not on there really tight or locked in. Everybody who has raccoons knows that. We used to have them years ago, but we don't have as many raccoons now. That we used to have, causing problems. There's probably not really a lot of food source here because everybody's really good with protecting their garbage and things like that they would like to eat. Hi, cutie. Hi, cutie. We're not gonna hurt you. You're okay. It's a little afraid. So we do have a raccoon problem still. So thought it was a gopher doing all the damage, but maybe it is raccoons. There were 2 of them up here on the porch. As you can see, we have a security camera. And we caught one of them, no problem.
I don't know if we've just gotten lucky, but our experience with the metal cans that we've purchased, the lids fit on extremely tight.
You have to pry them off.
So I would just like Nicole said, I would be careful. Just check it out. Again, I don't know if we just got lucky, but our lids fit extremely tight, so we don't need to have anything else clamping them down. The other thing you can do too also is you can take a couple of bricks or a patio block or whatever and stick it on the top, and then that would, if your lid doesn't fit really tight, that would prevent something from like a raccoon or whatever from being able to pry. More than likely they're not going to be able to move a lid with a couple of bricks on it.
Now what I'm doing with the if you watch the potager video, Ray made a compost bin out of pallet wood. And what I've been doing is, and you'll see it on the video, I've already filmed that part, where I pull all the top stuff down onto the ground, and then I put like some grass clippings in there and occasionally kitchen scraps in there, but not too many kitchen scraps because I don't want to promote any kind of smell. And then I put all of the stuff back up on it. We don't turn it a lot because of that green matter in there, and we don't want to open it up for smell or for rodents or for fly larvae or anything like that to form. And so far, when I've gone back there, I do wet it occasionally. Probably every couple days I'll wet it down if it hasn't rained, to kind of keep it moist. And don't turn it very often. And all we have is it smells sweet actually back there. So we keep an eye on that to be good neighbors. We don't want to, cause them any problems, because you can see right behind that is their house. So they live on the other side of that fence. That fence actually belongs to them. So we don't want to cause any problems or be bad neighbors. So that's something that we've been doing. And then also we've been using these stock tanks as composters too. So we use all this debris we're getting, twigs, leaves, our greens that I just pulled out of the stock tanks. I run over them with the mower, chop them up real good. Not too bad. And then I incorporate them into the bottom of the stock tank, which I'm going to show you how I set up my stock tanks. And it saves us money because these stock tanks, if you have a lot of organic matter in your stock tanks, they drop. The level drops quite quickly because organic matter breaks down very quickly. So it saves us a lot of money, so we don't have to put bags and bags and bags of soil in them. So the whole bottom acts as kind of a composter. So we can always go down there and grab that stuff and use it, or just use it as great rejuvenation for a very kind of cloistered tank. So you need to kind of keep regenerating and, so you have nutrients in your soil, because all of these plants obviously take all those nutrients out so that they can make their fruit. So yeah, so that's another way we've been doing it. I guess give them some context about how much debris we have in this yard and how much we take out of this yard a year.
Oh, it's incredible. We're surrounded by oaks and some pines, but the oak leaf production is insane. We probably, no joke, take about 100 bags, the lawn bags.
Every 6 months.
Every 6 months. I load up my truck sometimes and take it to the compost center. Our local county has a place where you can take your greens and brown matter fairly cheaply.
They sell it back to us as mulch and soils and different stuff like that, which is nice. They also pick up every Saturday, and it doesn't matter how many. We'll let that traffic go by. It doesn't matter how many barrels we put out there; they take them.
Yeah, we're very lucky with that. Our it's a township
free service, but we pay very high taxes here. Right. Very high. So, I just paid the tax bill this morning. It's insane.
An estimated tax bill.
An estimated tax bill. It's always $400 higher than.
It's always estimated higher. It's never less. It's funny how that works. But yeah, we're lucky with it. They do curbside pickup weekly, and we get rid of the larger debris that way, twigs, branches that we take up, and they're great about that. And but we do mulch up a lot of the leaves. Either with the mower, or I use and we can show you that also. I use a leaf sucker, so it basically mulches them. So I can take a huge pile of leaves, probably about 3 feet high, 3 feet wide, so probably about a cubic yard, and run it through that, and it puts it into a bag about 2 by 2, and it's ground up, and then we put that in our compost cans. It gives us a nice brown matter, but it doesn't take up a lot of space either. So it's because we are confined to smaller things.
Yeah, and particularly me, has really relaxed on that. I used to be kind of, when I first learned about composting, I was so worried about that ratio of browns to greens and I would be, when he was cutting stuff up, I'm like, you're being careful to put more brown matter in there but we don't worry about it as much. You just kind of get into a rhythm with it, and the first time you create muck, it's self-correcting, you don't do that anymore. And Ray just has really good instincts about it, particularly in the cans, and puts, he loves to chop up his food really small when he's eating it. I like to tease him about it. He's like a baby. He cuts everything up really tiny. Yeah. So, and I don't like my food so small, but he's it's great because when he takes it out, it breaks down really quickly. So
we love fruit. We go through a ton of fruit, especially this time of the year.
Yeah.
So we have the local, we're in New Jersey, so we got the farm fresh stands, cantaloupes, watermelons, and
honey, you don't have to tell them that we're in New Jersey. Everybody knows from the way we talk, apparently. There's been a lot of comments.
Yeah. Not North Jersey, no, South Jersey. South Jersey, very different than North Jersey.
That's a different country.
It's a whole nother,
different country.
Yeah.
We're more Philly accent.
Yeah. But what we do is we cut the rinds up into little chunks and dump them in, and it breaks down really, really fast, especially this time of the year with the summer heat. But it makes great. I'll show you, in one of the videos. We'll open up the can, and I have probably, it's broken down. We have about maybe 2/3 of the can is full right now, but it's ready to be harvested. We're still adding to it because we'll run it through till, we'll either harvest it in the fall or we'll let it go all over the winter and then use it in the spring. But it's just
the cans do it really fast compared to the piles.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just deep, rich, beautiful soil. It's full of earthworms, and we'll show you about how we use the cans too. And the only thing I would say add is be careful with your grass clippings. It's good to add them, but you got to be careful. Put just a fine layer in. If you throw a large clump in, the grass tends to just ball up and rot and get really nasty and creates a foul smell that you don't really want in your cans. So it's good to put it in.
I apologize for all the grass clippings I put in there yesterday.
Well, we'll go through and mix it up good. That's the main thing. You can put a good amount in there, but you got to make sure it's not clumps, because then it's going to just not work properly, and you'll not be happy with the results that you're getting.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah,
The grass clippings, they can make a mucky mess.
Yeah.
And luckily, like you said, our city takes them. So, because a lot of times you pay high taxes and you don't get those services. So we have really good services here. At least we get something for our money. And yeah, so I think that's about it. Can you think of anything else?
No, I think, that pretty much covers it. Unless something, as we're talking about other things as we're doing it.
Yeah.
But we'll show you, with the cans, you drill the top and the bottom, which allows for drainage. It also allows for, when it rains, water does get into the cans, because you do have to, or at least that's what we do. We find you got to add a little bit of moisture to the cans every now and then. Helps that process. You don't want it getting so dry in there that it's killing the compost. So again, we drill the tops and the bottoms, and for us it's worked great. Just small holes. And then if you come back over here, we'll show you what, like with the holes in the bottom, this is what you get, which isn't bad at all. Just a little bit of compost down here. Which can just be cleaned up real easy.
And we do this every once in a while because that brown matter will go right into that can.
Right, that'll go back in a can. So we'll just scrape that off. Obviously,
take a flat shovel and just go across it.
Let me just
hose off the bottom.
And then if you do use this method, like I just showed you, when you go to flip it back over, just be careful that your lid is still on. You don't want your lid coming off and all your good compost going all over. However, our situation is a little bit different. We have all this stone. If you were doing this on a lawn area or dirt, if the lid came off and something,
just rake it in.
No big deal. You just scrape it back up. But we don't want the stones in ours. So just upright it again. And that gives it a nice turn. Now you can see that it's all mixed through good.
Oh yeah.
See, I have a little bit of a issue with Nicole putting some stick matter in the
not cutting it up.
This needs to go in the other one, so we'll have a discussion about that.
So he'll cut that up into smaller pieces. He doesn't like the size of the pieces I put in. I'm a lazy composter.
Size does matter.
Oh, you're admitting that.
Sure. Well, everybody knows it. Enough little water in the top. Sometimes if we get a real dry spell, I'll just open it up, take a watering can and put about a gallon of water in it and just let that drain all the way through. And then it does drain out the bottom. It does. We haven't found that it's too much of an odor.
It really shouldn't get too stinky if you're putting the right ratio of brown matter to, and not just leaves. I mean, you know, you want twigs and sticks and things like that. He has really good instincts, and I'm doing really good with the pile. I probably add to the pile more, and you probably add to the cans more.
Yeah, I tend more to the cans.
Yeah, so
because I put a lot more, you know, kitchen scraps, you know, rotting material. Other than like yard waste.
I'm more the yard waste girl.
More of a yard waste.
I'm the more yard waste girl.
More of the kitchen waste and whatnot, the stuff that breaks down and would tend to, you know, attract potentially rodents and whatnot. But so yeah, I tend to them a little bit more than the more yard waste compost pile that we have in the back. But it works for us.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't even know until today that we're a good composting team.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We both like to do different things with it, so that's helpful if you have you have help with it. But it's I guess the best ways we can think of to be able to make compost when you have houses surrounding you and you don't want to create an issue with all of those things.
They don't have to be these big bins, monstrosities, or, you know, I know you can buy those barrels that you crank, which they're great, but you know, they can be expensive. I've looked into them before, and you know, maybe one day we'll get one and try it, but our method's working pretty good, and you know, it's just the cost of a couple of metal cans.
They're expensive. They've come down in price though. I did see one for about $100, the one that you spin, but then you have to look at that. So in a small suburban garden, sometimes you don't want to really have that out, whereas the cans are easy to tuck away. I kind of like how the galvanized looks. You know, you can see I have some galvanized things around, and I kind of like the look of that added to the garden.
Maybe you can paint them copper.
I could paint them copper. See? You can watch my video, and you too can have copper composting bins.
There you go.
Yeah, on the cheap.
There you go. There you go. Well, the best
Good idea, baby.
Best looking compost bins anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Well, we'll show you, you know, around our grandkids. You'll see our grandkids love to help us with the composting. They've been great. Our oldest grandchild, he's 3.5. He absolutely loves. He begs you to go out and rake up sticks, so he can put them in his little wheelbarrow and take them to the compost pile. That's the one back there is his bin.
Put it in the barrel. Put it in the barrel. There you go. Oh, big girl.
Did you want Pop Up to cut it up for you? Or are you good? Good. He's good.
All right. Good. Get every leaf on the way. Good job, buddy. What is that? What do they call that pile? What's that called?
I don't know.
Is it the trash pile?
The composting.
Compost.
That's right. And he loves to add to it.
We got to get another child's rake and possibly another wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Because they're
little
fighting,
Aura. Yeah, they're fighting over it. Yeah, they love to do it.
Together. All right, you guys can do it together. Look. You steer it. Literally, they're very competitive with who gets the rake in the barrow. So
you raise those kids to be competitive about composting. It's good for the next generation. Yeah. So okay, well, thanks for watching, and we'll show you some of the stuff we're doing, and hope you have a great day.
Good job, baby. All right.
All right.
See, our groundhog was not interested in apples.
No, he was not interested in apples or cantaloupe.
Well, something took the cantaloupe. I don't know why.
Even the back piece?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it took the front and then about the one that was about 6-8 inches in, but they didn't venture in, so this one might be more sophisticated.
We mixed it in with his shovel.
The worm eats it up, and then what does the worm do? Does the worm poop?
No.
He doesn't poop, and he makes the compost?
Yeah.
Or he just mixes it up?
Good job, buddy.
He just mixes it up.
You wanna mix it up a little bit with the shovel? Can you reach down there?
Oh, look at you.
All right.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard. You're making compost, huh? Look how beautiful black that's looking now. Pop-Up's doing a good job.
Now you do it, Pop.
Do we need to find some brown matter to go in there?
Yeah.
Oh, Ara wants to help.
Here we go, Ara.
It's hard. Ara's going to help.
See what's going on?
She's going to make compost too.
Compost. Yeah.
Papa, I want you to do it now.
Okay, I'll do it.
We need to find some leaves. Some brown stuff.
Yeah, it's a little.
Oh, we got all
early.
these leaves around. When you do your raking, we'll put some brown matter in there.
Okay, you want me to do it, Indy?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me have the shovel.
Because-
I'm gonna come right over top of here.
I'm gonna
Okay.
get some weeds.
Is that a little turn?
I found the leaf. Pop, I'm gonna put a leaf in here.
Oh, that's looking good.
Oh, you want to put a leaf in there? Go ahead. Can you break it up? Oh,
Oh,
that's
there you
okay.
go. Yeah, you can put leaves in there. That's
Yeah,
good. Yeah, we
yeah.
got to break it up.
Here we go.
Soil, right?
Have any earthworms in here? Oh yeah, there we go.
We have some earthworms.
There we go.
Here's our worms.
There you
Hey,
go.
Indy, did you see our worms?
Well, worm.
Here,
Yeah,
come see the worm.
the earthworm.
Uh-huh.
Aw.
He's living in the dirt in there.
I'm gonna see him claw.
Boop, there he goes. Want to see little baby Yara? Here we go,
I'm
kid.
not clawing.
You see the wormies in there, huh?
Is he
I
crawling?
can't see it anymore. He ate it
He's
up.
right here. Here he is.
He ate
the
it
wormy?
up.
Oh, goodness, you guys are moving way too fast for me.
He ate it
She
up.
will squeeze that thing, the life out of it. Hey, baby. I'm going to need help out.
Oh, sure. There you go. Morning chores are done, Aura. You're gonna ring the work stoppage bell.
Yeah, the work stoppage
Ring
bell.
the bell, baby girl.
Yeah!
Work stoppage. That's it. It's time for fun.
We've made the
It's time for
compost. It's
fun.
time for fun.
We're gonna go to the zoo.
Yes.
Yes. Yay! Work stoppage.
Where's the froglet? Can you find the froglet? Say hey, froglet. Hey, froglet.
Oh, look.